Hey everyone. Hey Joe. Thanks for joining me. Sorry, my husband is texting me. There we go. All right. Are you working, Joe? Are you driving right now? I watched your registration video this morning, and it looked so peaceful over there at that lake, even though it was windy. Or actually, it's not the lake, it's the ocean by you. Her Healthy Home, hello. Thank you for joining me. Tina Ladybug, hello. Thank you for joining me. I was telling Joe how I watched his registration video. He was at the ocean and the waves were just crashing on the beach. And I was like, wow, I have not been to the beach at all this summer. I'm not a really big fan of sand. Like even as when I was younger, I don't like sand a lot. But something about the ocean is really peaceful. So yeah, I was enjoying your registration video. I want to believe. Hello, thanks for joining me. Hello, everyone coming in. Thank you for joining me. I appreciate you guys. I had a lot of sand to clean off my feet. Yeah, I bet. But when the sand is warm and the sun is not scorching, but just hot enough, it's a perfect combination. I haven't done a live in a while, and I just thought, why not? I had originally planned to do it yesterday, and then some things came up, and I was like, oh, I got to reschedule it. So then I rescheduled it. It's funny because no matter how much sand you clean off, it's just you still have it. It's like it's everywhere. It gets everywhere in every little nook and cranny. So yeah, hello, Broke Farmer 76. Thanks for joining me. I was saying I had originally planned to do this yesterday, but then some things came up, and life happens, and I had to reschedule it for today. But I just figured I would do it because I haven't done a live in a while. Hello, TT's Urban Pantry. Thank you for joining me. Yes, Joe, you just feel dirty when you can't get all that sand off, and it's gritty, and it's just, that's why I don't really like sand. Ever since I was younger, I just really don't like sand. So how is everyone doing today? It's Tuesday. How's everyone's Tuesday going? What is the weather like where you're at? My weather's it's all right. It's not too hot. It's not too cold. I know in some parts it's like 90s right now. We had a heat wave last week where we had a bunch of 90-degree weather like in a row. And with the heat index, I think it's like 106. But this week it's been like 80s, high 80s, but still 80s nonetheless. So it wasn't unbearable. Broke Farmer said it's windy by him. Oh, and it's raining by you. Oh, it's not raining by me. I Want to Believe is also in Indiana. And TT's Urban Pantry is also in Indiana. Feels like 96. Ooh. Wow. That is hot. Tiffany Q to you. Hey, thanks for joining me. When it's hot like that, you just don't want to go outside. My part of southern Indiana gets more rain than Seattle. Yeah, still raining on and off by TT. We had a couple of thunderstorms last week, and I think it knocked some internet out in some places. It knocked some power out. And also, I had a couple of tree limbs that were down in the yard, and I usually never have like big tree limbs come down, but these were some nice sized tree limbs. Thankfully, they didn't fall on the garden, but nonetheless, they were. It was a little surprising that they fell at all. So, what are you guys harvesting this week, or what have you harvested this week? Joe, those Brad's Atomic Grape tomatoes, they are amazing. Like I have been snacking on those. Every time I go out in the garden, I look for the ripe ones and then I snack on those and then I don't have any to bring inside. They're kind of like my substitution for my snap peas because my snap peas didn't do really good this year, or they hardly ever do good. It's like I cannot find a really good spot for my snap peas for them to just really explode. So I'm still looking. I'm not giving up. I just planted like 17 peas a couple weeks ago or last week. I don't know. Gardened in Fort Wayne for 4 years and had to adapt my gardening to this rainy area. Yes. Tomatoes, peppers, lots of basil, and thyme. You know, my thyme, I only have a little bit of thyme, and it was in one of those little dollar store, like stackable planters. I have like a very little bit of thyme that I have growing. I don't think I put any in the garden this year, and I think there was a mistake. I meant to do that, but I didn't. I do have lots of basil. I am now starting to also harvest a lot of peppers, lots of tomatoes, and using them for dinner. I might make more salsa. Yes, I have to make some salsa next. I did pickles, but salsa is next on my list as soon as I have like another handful of good tomatoes. Black eyed peas, tomatoes, and lima beans. I never grew black eyed peas. Do you get a lot of black eyed peas off of your plants? Like, how many plants did you plant, Broke? Did you plant a lot of black eyed peas? I don't think you did you? Did those in containers? First, eggplants. Fried and Nagasaki. Oh, I've heard of the Nagasaki eggplant. Okra, tomatoes, cucumbers, and yard long beans. You know, I planted some Chinese red noodle beans and they never germinated, and I couldn't remember where I planted them, and I didn't see them at all. They never came up. And then last week I found one and I was like, what is that? It was like intertwined in with my Kentucky Wonder beans and my cantaloupes, I think, because I've got some things growing like on the greenhouse as a support, the frame of the greenhouse. And I found 1 yard long bean. It was, I mean, a Chinese red noodle bean. So it was red and it was really long. And I was like, what is that? And then it dawned on me like, that's a Chinese red noodle bean. And it was just one bean. And I was like, okay, that's the beans. Funny. My okra is curling, okay? And you know, when your okra curls, it's usually because of the insects, the sap sucking insects like squash bugs and cucumber beetles and Japanese beetles, those types of sap sucking insects. Um, And I think I'm almost sure that it's the Japanese beetles, and they've got my red burgundy okra curling up. But I have been so off my game this year. I haven't sprayed anything. I haven't done any pest management at all. Do you feel the skin is a little tough, a little rough? Yes. Yes, I agree. It's like a crunchy, almost, it's like a crunchy tomato. Like when you bite it, it's like a crunch. But I like that. It's not too tough, but it's just tough enough. The tomatoes don't get soft. They stay firm, but when they change color, you know when they're ready because they turn that red, like they get that tie-dye color. That's when I know they're ready and they're good. Because I ate one, it was still green, and I was like, yeah, that one wasn't ready. It was good. It was a little sour, and I like sour. But when it's more like a reddish green tie-dye, then that's how I know that it's going to be good. But they do come out pretty crunchy. So they, I wouldn't say the skin is rough or tough, but the tomato itself is very firm. Yes. No problem growing in Fort Wayne, but Southern Indiana is a completely different gardening experience. Isn't that crazy how, like, from one area to another, it can be like night and day? I moved from Miller Beach area, and it was totally like wooded and right near the beach, and the dirt over there was like really sandy and loamy. So moving from there to here was like night and day. I mean, the growing conditions were totally different, and it's not that far. It's about 5 miles difference, but it is definitely a difference. Not enough for the room they take up. Yes. See, now that's my issue. Like, I don't want to grow something that takes up like an incredible amount of space. So, like corn, I don't grow corn because I, corn is pretty cheap to me. I can get it at the farmer's market for like 2 dozen for like $5 or $6. And that's pretty reasonable to me. I can do 2 dozen ears of corn for $5. That's not breaking the bank. And to grow 2 dozen ears of corn, I would have to give a lot of space to that. And I'm just not committed to that. So, and I feel the same way for like regular potatoes. Um, they're pretty cheap. So I don't want to give space to things that I can buy fairly at reasonable prices in the grocery store. But I want to grow things in my garden that are more expensive in the grocery store. So I don't give room to things that are going to take up too much space. And like black eyed peas, I can buy a pound of black eyed peas for like a little over $1. So, and granted, your own produce and your own um, crops, they are always going to taste better. They are always going to taste better. Hands down, they are always going to taste better. But, you just have to make a decision on what you want to give space to. Zucchini and squash never came up. Oh no, did you have bad seed? Zucchini and squash are pretty resilient. I mean, like you really have to have maybe have had a drought. Maybe they didn't get enough water, or maybe the seed was just bad because like I've got zucchini. I mean, I've got squash volunteering all over the place that I didn't even plant. We planted zucchinis and some cucumbers. I lost a whole section of tomatoes to blight. Oh, that's so sad. Isn't it so disappointing and so you feel so defeated when stuff like that happens and you lose like a whole section of something because you just can't save it. I replanted some zucchinis as well and also some cucumbers as well. Pretty much abandoned my garden. I'm harvesting or pulling up only. It's too hot. I completely understand that. I completely. My kids don't care for those tomatoes as much. Those and the yellow pear, they prefer the least. You know, my favorite snacking cherry tomato is the sweet million. I grew those last year and I made the mistake of not growing them this year because I kind of relied on some volunteers to pop up. So at the end of the season, when I was harvesting kind of, the last of what I knew was going to be the last of the tomatoes, I purposely dropped, like a handful um, where they were planted at. And I said, okay, you know what? Those are going to be my volunteers for next year. I'm absolutely sure they're going to come up and I'll have volunteers of those. And they didn't come up. I was so disappointed. I was like, I never got any volunteers of those. And tomatoes are like that. They will just volunteer everywhere. But then when you count on them to volunteer, yeah, they did not pop up. Is blight when the leaves have white spots? I noticed that on squash and zucchini, but not the cucumber. No, blight is like black spots. So blight will start at the bottom of your plant, like tomatoes, peppers, even flowers can get blight. And what it is, it's a bacterial infection that the plant gets, and it comes from the splash from the dirt or the compost or whatever growing medium you have. If it's raining, if you get some downpours and that splashes up on your plants and it doesn't wash off, it will cause the plant like a bacterial virus, like an infection. And if you don't prune all that stuff off in time, it'll just spread like wildfire. So if it gets windy or if it rains again and that splashes, it'll take out your whole crop. The white spots are either powdery mildew or downy mildew. There's two different ones. There's downy mildew and there's powdery mildew. So the white spots on the squash and zucchini is powdery mildew. And that comes from the leaves staying wet too long. They don't have a chance to dry. So if it's, like you said, it's been raining off and on, well, when the plants don't have a lot of time, don't have enough time to dry off, and it rains again, then they stay wet. So then they become like a mildew. Like if you leave towels in the washing machine too long, they get that smell and it's mildew. So it's the same thing with plants. If they don't dry off in an adequate, if they don't have enough airflow, or if it's just raining a lot and you just can't, they just don't dry off in time, or if it stays humid too long, then that moisture in the air it'll sit on the leaves and it'll cause that powdery mildew. But powdery mildew can be on cucumbers as well. Barb's Country Home from Texas. Hello, and thanks for stopping in. Coupon Gale. You guys got to check out Coupon Gale. She has a lot of really good tips on how to get coupons, free coupons from different places for different foods, all different kinds, pet food. She gets Purina coupons, Jimmy Dean's, like whatever you name it, Frito-Lay, and you can get these coupons in the mail, and they don't have the same expiration dates like as if you would get like a Sunday paper coupon or some other type of coupon where the expiration date is usually like a week or two out at the most. Well, the coupons that she gets are usually like a year out, or maybe they don't even have an expiration date. So I would say check out her channel. She has some really good tips on getting some good coupons for things. Rusty Pepper, hi, thank you for joining me. Wow, our corn is $7 a dozen. Oh my goodness, that is a lot. $7 a dozen. Well, I live right by a farmer's market. Actually, I live like near a row of farmers markets. So the one farmer's market will sell 5 dozen for like $20. It's, freezer corn. They want you to buy it in bulk so they can get rid of it before it goes bad. And I usually can get really good prices. Corn is cheap, but I never see organic ears. I like it though. It's a plant that does need much attention, and I like using the silks. I wouldn't use commercial silk. Okay, so what do you use the silks for, Her Healthy Home? Let us know what you use the silks for on the corn. I have used the husks for letting them dry out and making like tamales or whatever. I've done that before. Hello, hello, hello. Everyone's saying hello. I grew tons of sweet million this year. Let me know if you need seed. Yes, I would love some seed. I think sweet million is actually a hybrid. I'm not sure. So if I do get the seed, I probably wouldn't get an exact replica of the sweet million, but I'm sure it would be something close and it would be satisfying. So yes, Tiffany, my my email is here. Okay. Send me an email and I will email you back with my address. I would love for you to send me some seeds. Let me go back up. Tons for me. I have limited space. Yes. Hey, Drops. Thanks for stopping in. Sweet millions taste and grow well. Yes, they do. That's why they're called sweet millions. The production is amazing. Like once they get going, it's yummy. Thanks for explaining. You are so welcome. Thank you so much for the shout out. Oh, no problem, Gil. Hey, John. Well, if everyone is joining, so will I. Am I welcome? Of course you're welcome. You're always welcome. Johnny, what girl? Let's see. Everyone's saying hi, hi, hi. Coupon Gale thought I didn't have many melons and squash and started clearing the grass out and found tons of pumpkins and stuff. You know, I still haven't got a pumpkin off of my one pumpkin that I planted. So I'm still hopeful though. For tea, it's great for the throat and very medicinal. The silks? That's good to know. I didn't know that. I didn't think that the corn silk was usable. For some reason, I thought that the corn silk was not good for you, but it is good for you. Good to know. Good to know. Um, I don't see the email. It's scrolling at the bottom of the screen. Do you see the bottom of the screen? It says Mrs. AK 910 at Gmail. Okay, you got it. All right. Hi, everyone that just entered. I'm listening in the background, not looking at the chat. Yeah, Joe's probably driving. He's working. You counted 7 pumpkins. Now, are they the traditional pumpkins, the orange ones? Or do you have like exotic pumpkins, like white ones and pink ones? Do you have any exotic pumpkins growing? I have one yellow pear tomato plant, and it's like 10 feet wide. So many large cherry tomatoes. Wow, yellow pear. So you said the kids like the yellow pear, huh? I have some yellow tumbling Tom tomatoes growing, and they are really prolific. It's a bush, and they're kind of tart, but I like them like that. Been a busy garden growing full. New hens putting out eggs now. Oh, new hens. That's exciting. I'm at work and someone had the audacity to ask me a question. How dare they interrupt you? Oh, little sugar pie pumpkins. Okay. You know what? I should try to grow those because I'm sure that they're kind of like the sugar baby, where they will grow like faster because they're smaller. He's working in Connecticut. He won't be home till after midnight. Call him. All right. It has, whoops. It has more than all the other cherry tomatoes I have combined. Wow. Well, that's a keeper. So what do you guys think that you are going to grow again that you grew this year? So Her Healthy Home said that the yellow pear tomatoes are really prolific, and they have more than all the other cherry tomatoes that she has combined. So naturally, you're going to grow those again next year, right? So what else are you going to grow that you grew this year that you know for sure you're going to grow again next year? Mine is probably going to be the scarlet runner beans. The scarlet runner beans I have are so prolific. I'm waiting for them to get, super big so that they're like shelling beans. Well, actually, they're edible at all different stages. So when they're really tiny, small, you can eat them raw. And then once they start, puffing out and getting like bean in there, you can't eat them raw anymore. So then you have to cook them fresh. So you can cook them fresh and they'll cook in about 30 minutes or so. And then once they get super big, then you want to try to dry them out and use them either for seed or like shelling beans. But the whole plant is edible. The leaves are edible, the beans are edible, and even the roots are edible in the scarlet runner bean. But they are so prolific and they're so beautiful. The flowers on them are so beautiful, and they're good for like the pollinators and hummingbirds and things like that. So that's one thing that I know I'm going to grow again uh, next year. My wife says I have a pumpkin on my shoulders. You got the hens by accident. I went to feed store and by feed and accidentally bought 5 chicks. Really, Drops? Really? You accidentally bought 5 chicks? I know. I know it's probably hard to look at them. Red okra. So that's something you're going to grow again, huh, Gail? I have red okra in the garden too. I grow red okra every year. I love it. I love to snack on it when it's really small. I just go out there and eat it raw. Love the chocolate mint. Good. I'm glad. I'm glad you love your chocolate mint. Let's see. Always going to grow tomatoes, beans, peas, bell peppers, carrots, and garlic. Sounds about right. What is your favorite bean to grow? I grew a pretty wide variety of beans this year, and I have to say the yellow wax beans were by far the most prolific, aside from the scarlet runner beans, because those like blew everything out of the water. Um, the yellow wax beans that I grew were the most prolific beans, the bush beans that I had. And then later in the season, I did a succession crop of white half runner green beans that I got from Britain Farms when I got the Share the Love seed box. I got those out of there, and it was a perfect time for me to sow some more bean plants. So I was like, well, let me try these. And they are so tasty. I will definitely be growing those again next year as well. Red ochre. I grow all year long, but in the winter I grow cherry and Roma tomatoes, gourmet lettuce, mostly romaine, and microgreens, and of course my basic herbs for cooking. Carrots and onions I get out of the ground. Yes, that's the great thing about carrots and onions is that you can leave them and harvest them whenever you need them, like carrots, beets, root crops, basically. You can harvest them as you need them because they can take a freeze. I love my mixed gourmet lettuce from Will It Grow, but I have to find more seeds. Gail, if you leave it in the ground, if you leave it where it's at, it will produce seeds for you. If you just leave it and let it bolt, it'll definitely produce seeds for you, unless you already pulled it out. I didn't do watermelons this year, but next year I will. More dill and cilantro. Same here. I did dill and my dill never came up. I don't know what happened. I did a whole like section that was supposed to be for dill, and it was in with the cucumbers and the beans, and I put dill in there, and it never came up. The basil came up, but not the dill, and I think even the parsley came up too, but I didn't get any dill this year. None. Speaking of which, uh, Growing with Jeff sent me a bunch of dill seeds because he watched my last garden tour, and where I said that I didn't get any dill, none of my dill had germinated. So he sent me some more dill. Thanks, Jeff. And he also sent me some pink bumblebee cherry tomatoes. I'll be trying those next year too. Everyone said they were pretty good, so yeah, I'm definitely going to try those. Your cilantro did great. My cilantro did great, but my cilantro was from last year. So I planted cilantro in 3 spots last year, and I let it go to seed, and I didn't pull it out. I just left it. It actually grew all winter. It stayed all winter. And then in the spring it like flourished again and got even bigger and bushier, and I let it go to seed. I collected a whole lot of seed this year from it, but then I also let a whole lot of seed drop. So my cilantro also did really good. The chocolate mint is so good in my mocha freeze shake. Oh, yes. That sounds amazing. That sounds amazing. John's going to send Gail some more seeds for her favorite lettuce. Some volunteer cilantro and carrots pop up recently. Guess I spilled some seeds on the compost pile. Speaking of compost piles, did you guys see that volunteer squash I have coming out of my compost pile? Oh my gosh, it's a cushaw squash. And I had, I bought one of those from the farmer's market last fall. And I intended on saving the seeds from it. I know I saved some seeds from it. But then what was left, I put in the compost pile. And do you know that thing is out of control right now? It is just vining everywhere. But the fruit on it is huge right now. And Sarah from the Big Blue House Homestead had commented on my video and said that I should harvest it at about 14 inches. Um, so I'm probably going to harvest that very soon, and I will have to figure out what to do with it. I've never grown it before. I love all bush beans. I don't really care for the pole beans, but I'm going to try again. So that was one of the things with the white half runner green beans. They're runner beans, so they vine, so they can be pole beans, but they're not like a Kentucky Wonder, where it's kind of Kentucky Wonder to me are a little more fibrous, but these ones are so sweet and tender, but they are also a runner bean. So yeah, I like Contender. They are fast growing. French green beans taste the best to me and are skinny, so they cook fast. I never cared for French green beans. I like to have like a lot of substance to my green beans. So I like them fat and, like meaty. That's how I like my green beans. I usually leave a few lettuce to bolt and produce seeds. Yes, same here, Drops. I have this red leaf lettuce that I had from last year, and it's just now producing some seeds for me. So I'm going to get the seeds from those. Okay, you pulled it up to plant other stuff. All right, well, John said he's going to send you some more seeds, so that's cool. My beets have been planted since early spring. I like the greens more than the beets. Same here. I don't really care for that earthy taste of a beet. And besides, my beets didn't do very well, so I was just using the greens. Um, 3 entire packages. See, now I planted about 3 entire pack. I think I planted four because I planted 2 packages at a time, and I planted them 2 separate times. But after the second time it didn't come up, I was like, whatever. I guess it's just not meant to be. So same here. The beets I tried to grow the golden beets, and I also did. I don't even know how to pronounce it. Chigoa beets. But yeah, they didn't really do very well, and I probably didn't fertilize them to come to think of it, so I don't know. 2.5 pounds of pole ambush beans right now. Yes. Yes. I am harvesting a lot of beans right now too, drops. My full came up so late and it already went to seed. Saved a bunch and have more. Your dill, is that what that was? It's probably a auto correct. Volunteers were tomatoes and sunflowers. I actually have another squash volunteering between 2 bushes that I have when I come out of my sunroom. So it must have been a spot where I had started some seeds maybe. Um, and maybe like the rain or something had washed it through the bottom of the pot is what I can think of. But it's growing in a cardboard box. So I don't know. I'm not going to touch it. I'm going to let it do its thing. Yes, Jeff is really nice. He's really cool. Hate cilantro. You know what, John? I used to hate cilantro too. When I was younger, I despised it. I was like, how can people eat this stuff? This is disgusting. But I use it in dishes. I don't really care for it too much when it's raw. So I won't really eat it like fresh, but I will use it to cook in things. Like so when I make rice, like um, Spanish rice or different dishes, I will use it to cook with, but I don't usually eat it raw. My rabbits did love it though. Saved Ziploc bags of cilantro this year. It's crazy how many seeds they make. I know it is. I saved a lot of seeds. I was excited about that though. I did get some dill to germinate, but only once, and they did a nosedive. Ah, none of the 2.5 other packs germinated or grew after that. Yeah, I don't know what it was with my dill. You don't like mint? John, mint is so good. Mint is my favorite flavor of ice cream. I love chocolate mint ice cream. Mint chocolate chip. Yes, that's my favorite. Cilantro is my favorite herb to cook with. Yes, same here. Cilantro and basil. I love to cook with both of those. Plant mint once in an isolated spot and never worry about it again. That's the truth. Make sure it's fully isolated though, because it'll creep out and it'll take over. Mint is a vining plant, so it will vine out and it'll set roots um, off the vine like some other vining plants can do. And it'll just, like strawberry runners, it'll just set roots because you can propagate mint so easily. And it's basic, and you're actually supposed to propagate it because mint seeds will not produce a parent plant. So it is actually recommended that you propagate your mint. And you can propagate basil, you can propagate mint, most all herbs can be propagated. Planted cilantro in February. It was awesome until it got hot. That's a good, that's a smart way to preserve it, Gail. Putting it in ice cube trays, then you have it all winter. Very good. Cilantro bowl to 85 degrees. Yep. I do have it planted in a pot, but I dislike it. Mint is good. Mint is good in a lot of things. It is good in a lot of things. Where did I go? I just had two types of pole beans, and I didn't like them raw. One was purple. Oh, my purple ones were bush beans. I didn't get purple pole beans. I had purple bush beans, the Royal Burgundy, I think they were called. They were okay. I really didn't care for them raw, like I like the rest of them. But purple vegetables are really good for you, and I probably will go ahead and grow them again next year just because they're purple and that's my favorite color. They turn green anyway when you cook them. My kale prefers the front porch over the backyard. Lesson learned. Mm. And that's the thing we learn when we experiment in the garden. You have to learn not to give up on things so quickly. Like you grew kale in the front porch and it did so well and it did so good. And then when you grew kale in the backyard, it didn't do well. I mean, it probably did well, but it didn't do as well as grew it in the front. So you take note of those types of things and then like, okay, well, next year I will go ahead and put it back in the front. Like me with my snap peas. I have not found a spot yet in my garden where my snap peas will take off like my beans do. I planted them up against the fence in so many different spots so that they could vine or trellis on the fence, and they never take off. I planted them in the middle of the garden on the panel, the what is it called? The wire panel, and they did not take off there either. So I'm just kind of like, well, I'm not going to give up. I'm going to have to find the right spot. My beet greens went to the chickens. Well, that's the good thing about chickens. They will take everything and anything that is waste in your garden. So it's not really considered waste, is it? It helps you on your feed bill. And your chickens are getting good nutrients. So that way your eggs are coming out amazing and full of nutrients. After all, the garden is a family garden. There you go. Dill, yes. That's what I thought you meant. I'm replacing my tomatoes that died with the collards and kale I've already had growing. They look really good. I've already started more seeds. Good job. That's how we do. We gotta just when that stuff's not looking good, just rip it out and get rid of it. Don't hang on to it. My beets almost ready to harvest. They need a little bit longer. I think my carrots are probably ready to harvest. I should probably clear those out and make room for some more fall things. I only like dried cilantro. Okay. Now, what about coriander, which is basically cilantro seeds? Coriander. I like to toast it and put it in some things. You did what? I'm leaving. What? What did I say? I missed it. I don't remember what I said. I don't remember what I said. What was that for? I use cilantro in soups, stews, Mexican dishes, and dips. Yep. Royal Burgundy bush beans. They taste good raw in salads. Now, I didn't try them in salads. Those are the same beans that I'm growing. And I didn't really like them raw, but I might. Cilantro and lime for seafood. Absolutely. Cilantro and lime for seafood. Yes. Like cilantro lime shrimp with cilantro lime rice. Are you going to get more buns? I am not planning on getting more rabbits as of yet. I will probably take this time to consider or to contemplate and decide by next spring if I am going to do more rabbits. And if I do, I am looking into what breed I'm going to go with because this time I plan on doing like a heritage breed. I was thinking maybe the either the silver fox, or I would love to get some champagne d'argent, or they have also a cream d'argent. So either one of those I will probably look into. My dill did not do well. Yeah, I don't know what it was with dill this year. It seems like everybody's dill didn't do well. Cilantro is definitely a staple with Mexican food. So, yes. Mint chocolate chip is the bomb. Of course it is. Mint is a pestilence. Why is it a pestilence? Mint is good. I want to try growing chocolate mint. Yes. I did a giveaway. I don't remember what giveaway it was, but I gave away like 5 or 6 cuttings of chocolate mint. Um, Thanks, I just checked. I grew purple teepee. Purple teepee. Okay. All right. I'll have to look into that. Purple teepee. Let me write that down because I will forget. Purple teepee. All right. Yeah, I might need to check those out. Tons of basil this year. Planted it with my tomatoes. Yeah, I planted a bunch of basil with my cucumbers. I planted it with my tomatoes, but I don't know, it didn't, a lot of it didn't come up. I had some of it come up, but not a lot of it. So more of it came up near my cucumbers than near my tomatoes. Um, I should make some pico de gallo today. Oh, yeah. And I followed John's advice. You going, John? All right. Hope I didn't miss you. Have a great day. I followed John's advice with the onions and I harvested them and then I just let them sit out and sit in the sun and dry out or whatever before I brought them in. So, because I've never grown like the big bulb onions before, I always grow like bunching onions or like just the green onions. But I've never grown like actual onions before. So I did that this year. I freeze my cilantro with lime in ice cube trays. Oh, yes, that's a good idea too. I have multiple types of basil spread throughout my tomatoes. It improves the taste of the tomatoes. Good decision, Gail. Yes, I have some. What's the purple basil called? I can't remember what it's called, but I have some of that growing too. That and the sweet basil and the Genovese basil. Oh, and I have lettuce leaf basil growing. And the basil leaves are like, they're like, they're big. They're big leaves of basil. You can probably like use those leaves and like wrap stuff in it. At least that's what I was thinking. Or use it like lettuce on your tomato sandwiches. Yum. I just feed the chickens some kale yesterday. I think they eat more of the garden than I do. I wouldn't be surprised. They can probably eat up some stuff. It is so nice not to have to buy my mint at Walmart. I think it tastes so much better homegrown. Everything tastes better homegrown. You grow peas with cucumbers. I tried that. I did. I tried to grow my peas with my cucumbers. And it didn't happen. It didn't happen. I wonder why that is. I never feed them or anything. They grew in my clay, the peas. Oh, clay is really good for things that need a lot of moisture. Um, Beans are really good in clay too. So, that's an idea. It definitely is, CB. Gardening is definitely experimenting. You have to figure out what works for you. And what works for you one year might not work again for you next year. It might be something totally different. It's the weather, the soil, different what are they called? Different I can't even think of the word that I'm looking for, but you know what I mean. Like the environment and different things affect your garden different ways. My beet's a little bigger than a baseball. Okay, I want them 5 inches wide. That's some pretty big beets there. What I said about the cilantro. Oh, you mean like because I didn't used to like cilantro? Yeah, I didn't used to like cilantro. I don't know what it was. You know, there's a lot of things I didn't used to like before I had kids. After I had kids, my taste buds changed. Like I never ate mayonnaise. I still don't eat ketchup. I never liked ketchup, and I still don't like ketchup. Barbecue sauce, I used to not like barbecue sauce until until I tasted Sweet Baby Ray's, and then I was like, all right, I think I can deal with this one. But mayonnaise, I never liked mayonnaise. I never liked eggs, but things change. My first year with cucumbers, they did well, grew in pots up onto a trellis. Oh, this was your first time growing cucumbers, Gail? I didn't know that. Or are you talking about the first year you did cucumbers? You can always pickle the bush beans and then put them in a salad. Yes, I planned on trying to do that. I love all things pickled. I did that pickled okra challenge with Melody at Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It, and that was awesome. I didn't know how much I liked pickled okra. I saved cilantro seed this year. Me too, Gail. I have a ton of it. Silver foxes are pretty. Yes, they are. I love those like silver highlights in their fur, which is probably why they're called silver foxes. My dill is fine. I planted 2 succession crops. Yeah, not mine. I did the mammoth dill, and I also did what was the other one called? The mammoth dill, and I can't even think of it. I wonder if I have it here. I just have a portion of seeds. I just don't judge me, okay, guys? As if I don't have enough seeds. I thought I bought some dill in here. Oh, fern leaf. This is fern leaf dill. I think I planted that, and I planted also the mammoth dill, and neither one of those germinated for me. Getting stuff ready for my coupon giveaway. Yes. Oh yes, Gail's giving a coupon giveaway tomorrow, guys. So make sure you guys check her out and see how you guys can get all those free coupons. Who doesn't like free? I always say coupons are like free money. Okay, who doesn't like free money? Don't write it down. The purple TPBs don't taste good. How will I know unless I try them? I won't know unless I try. Maybe I'll try. Maybe I'll grow like 2 plants or something like that. I got 25 pounds worth of seeds to rifle through. Yeah, I'm the same way, Drops. I got seeds everywhere. I got seeds everywhere, you guys. Like I've got seeds that I got here from Garden State Gardener that I won on his live. Like here's some broccoli seeds I got. I got these seeds that Jeff just sent me. I got seeds in here, more seeds that I got. Yeah. Plus I have all kinds of bags full of seeds. I have baskets full of seeds. Oh, here's one of the Ziploc bags of cilantro that I harvested. But I also have another one too. Tons of seeds everywhere. I grew my peas with corn. I think that works well, and you can grow up the corn possibly. Yeah, it's probably the same as with like beans because it's a nitrogen fixing plant. So it's probably kind of the same concept as like a Three Sisters. Just cut the onions up and freeze them. That's an idea. I thought about doing that too. Dehydrated my green onions for seasoning. Oh, I don't have a dehydrator. I was contemplating on whether or not I need one. I don't think I need one. No biggie. I'm just wondering what I should have used. Oh, hands in the dirt. Sorry, I'm just now getting down here to your comment. Thank you for joining me. Stacy, hands in the dirt. Oh, that's it. The dark opal basil. That's the one. Yes. Not as dark as the opal. Yeah, I got the opal basil. The opal, Genovese, and the sweet basil. You're making chocolate chip cookies? Ooh, yes, I bet the house does smell amazing. Bouquet dill is, oh, yes, bouquet dill. I think I got that too. I think I used that too, now that I think of it. I got that from Mary's Heirloom Seeds, the bouquet dill. I needed to hydrate some more basil. Oh, I have a herb drying rack that I still haven't used that I got from Her Healthy Home. I was thinking about putting my scarlet runner beans on it and letting those dry out in the herb drying rack. Herb drying, yeah, herb drying rack. Is that what it's called? Yeah. Whole shelf in my little greenhouse full of basil plants. Elemental factors. Thanks, Tiffany. Because I was drawing a blank. I was like, what is the word I'm looking for? Like, you know what I meant. You got me. You're right here with me. Yes, that is a good sized beet. Okay, so it was your first year on cucumbers ever. Aren't you so glad you grew them, Gail? Cucumbers are the best. You can make so many things with cucumbers. Salad, pickles, you can do um, like a cucumber water. Have you ever had cucumber limeade? Oh my gosh, cucumbers are so good. I put cucumbers on my sandwiches. Did you guys see my sandwich collab? You guys need to join that. I have some of those. I was just wondering which ones. The Detroit red beets. Okay, I like the mammoth dill. That's what I grow. That's what I was trying to grow, but it just didn't want to grow. I don't know. Tealstone Homestead. Yes. Matter of fact, I just watched one of her videos last night about when she lost her rabbit to the GI stasis. And I saw her trying to syringe feed the rabbit, like how I was doing with Penelope and Duncan. And I believe that's one of the factors that contributed to losing my rabbits is because of the GI stasis. All right, starting to plant heavy-handed. I have too many, enough for a lifetime. Yeah, I have enough seeds for next year. I have enough seeds for many years, but that doesn't stop me. I usually buy seeds by the pound from True Leaf Market. Yeah, I've looked into True Leaf Market. I should probably buy some seeds from them eventually. I got I got a couple different places, new places this year. Wild Boar Farms was one that I bought from this year. That was where I got the indigo apple tomato seeds. Love them, love them, love them. I will definitely be growing those every year. And another place, oh, Little Shop of Seeds. I did that. That was a new one for me this year, and I am not regretting that. Wait, did I skip some comments? Um, how does everyone store their seeds? I have some in Tupperware. a jar, and food saver. I just use Ziploc bags. I have so many seeds that mostly I leave them in their original packaging, and then I put that packaging in a Ziploc bag. All right, drops. Love True Leaf. Okay, I'll have to try them out whenever I'm thinking about seeds. True Leaf. Okay. Thanks to Joe, I'm probably set on seed. Or no, right? I was recommending. I don't know what it is with me today. I can't think. I was giving Joe a suggestion. There you go. That maybe he could think about incorporating like pepper seeds in with the monthly seed package. Right now they're all tomatoes, but maybe you can have like different varieties, like a pepper monthly thing, or a tomato monthly thing, or you know what I mean, or a mixture of whatever. Just an idea. I don't know. I love peppers. I store them in paper bags. I have Ziplocs. I really like these little plastic jars I bought, but they are too and small for most garden harvest of seeds. Yeah, I'm drying rack. Awesome. Yeah, get it out of the package. It really comes in handy when it's around the temperature you have now. It probably isn't humid there like in the south. No, it's not humid as of right now. It's not humid. It was humid last week, but it's not humid now. And I believe I can probably dry out my beans in that drying rack. It's humongous. And I can probably hang it right in the greenhouse outside and pick the beans right off of the plant and just put them right into the herb drying rack and then dry them like that. Cucumber water and cucumber sandwiches. Oh, yes. Pumpernickel. That reminds me of my childhood. I still want to know about those stickers. They are so cute. Where do you sell the ones you make? Well, right now, I have just been like word of mouth. And if you contact me through my email, I did a couple of sticker orders for a few different channels. I'm not going to say the channels' names because they haven't said anything, so I'm not going to say anything. But I did do a few different sticker orders, and they were very pleased. So I was happy for that. But yeah, this is the sandwich sticker that you get if you participate in the collab. It just says National Sandwich Month Collab 21, and it's a little sandwich. So the first 10 people that were participating in the sandwich collab will get a sticker. So I mailed out Jeff's sticker and Everyday Life of the OCD-ish chick. She just posted her sandwich video, so I'm going to get her sticker out. So just email me if you want to inquire about some stickers, and then we can go more into detail. I'm going to try and be good and not buy any seeds until spring 2023. Ooh, good luck with that. I'm going to buy seeds every month, so I'm not hit with a huge amount in January. Wait, starting in 2022, going to grow 3 tomato, 1 pepper, and 1 something else. Okay. Yeah, I really overdid it this year. Okay, so let me go into. I'm caught up on the chat now. I like the idea of some stickers for my channel, but I don't have a logo. You don't need a logo. Want to pick some tomatillos and cilantro, and the tomatillos are ready to harvest. Salsa verde, here I come. Yum! Sounds delicious. Okay, so let's talk about garden burnout. Have you ever had to deal with garden burnout? First of all, what is it? What is garden burnout? It is when you have like a weariness or you're dreadful, and it kind of builds up over time, and it leaves you like just kind of uninterested in your garden when at one time, like that was the best thing, that you had going on, and that it was, you were so happy. Cajun Hydroponics, thanks for coming in. Receive the stickers, love them, thank you. Okay, well, there you go. You are welcome, Cajun Hydroponics. I am so glad you are satisfied. I am so glad. I wish I knew you were doing stickers. I ordered some at the beginning of July and still haven't got them. Oh, Tiffany, I'm so sorry. I didn't really advertise it, but I had somebody reach out to me and ask me after I had mentioned that I do my own stickers. So then somebody reached out and asked me and inquired about some stickers, and then I did their stickers, and then Cajun Hydroponics, I did his stickers. So yep, when you get tired of it or things aren't going well or you're just over it, the thrill is gone. Yes, Gail, that's exactly. It's like you start feeling fatigued, you start feeling like irritated, like just thinking about things that you have to do in the garden is like irritating, and you are just procrastinating or neglecting the garden because you're just not interested anymore. You just burnt out. But one of the ways that you can identify it is if you struggle to find motivation, you are putting off everything that you know you need to do, that you should do, that you know that you want to do but don't want to do. And then things are like, it seems like there's a mountain of things and it just can't be moved. So, like pests and drought and um, like nutrient deficiencies, and it's like one thing after the other, and like everything's piling up, and it's like, oh, there's just too much to do, and I just don't even want to do any of it. So then you're just, or you have crops that you had high hopes for and they failed, and now you're disappointed. Now you're full of disappointment, and now you're just down about that. Like your whole plan is just out the window. Okay, so how do we deal with it? What are some ways that we can deal with um, garden burnout? So, first of all, give yourself some grace. Okay, take a break. Take a break. The struggle to get motivated or to stay motivated won't last forever. Okay, so your relationship with your garden, it can be like a relationship, any other relationship. In order to miss it, you got to have a little bit of distance. Okay. So you got to, you're not going to miss it if you're always there. You don't have a chance to miss it. If you're always in the garden, if you're always working, if every day you're out there and you're always doing this and that and the other, and it's just so much, there's always something to do. But if you just take a minute, take a breath, take a break, occupy your mind with something else, read, research, maybe take a step back and look at what you might want to plan for next year, or don't even think about the garden at all. Do something else. Take some me time. You know what I mean? Go like Joe, go to the beach. Go, take your mind off of it for a while. It's not going to be the end of the world. And, this garden season is not going to last forever. So take a break. Give yourself some grace. Take a break. Distance yourself and allow yourself to miss it. Allow yourself to miss your garden. And then when you go back to it, you'll have a different state of mind. You'll have a different outlook. You'll have a different level of motivation to get back into it. The second thing, accept the things that you cannot change. Okay. Now, when you started out in the spring, you might have had this whole plan. Okay. You've got everything planned out, you've got everything mapped out. You know exactly where you're going to grow things and how they're going to grow. And I'm going to grow this right here and that right there. And then it's going to look like this and it's going to do so well. And this is companion planting with this, and they're going to, companion so well, and everything's going to be blissful, and my garden's going to be beautiful. And then life happens, and you get taken away from the garden sometimes, and you don't have the time that you thought you were going to have to put into the maintenance that it takes, or you neglected pruning, or the pests, the vine borers, the squash bugs, the Japanese beetles, the cabbage moths. They're relentless, and no matter how much you spray or don't spray, it's like they are winning the war. So you're feeling defeated, you're feeling down, you're feeling, disappointed. Things are not looking the way they did in your mind when you had this whole thing planned out. Or maybe it's the squirrels, the rabbits, the deer, you know what I mean, the critters. Maybe the squirrel has taken all of your peaches off your tree and now you have none. And, yesterday you had 12 peaches on the tree and you were looking so forward to harvesting your first harvest of peaches, and then you come back the next day and you have none. That can be a big blow. But we have to learn to accept the things that we can't change. You can't change it. You can't go back and think. They say hindsight is 2020. Well, if I would have, if I could have, I should have. You know what I mean? But it's too late for that now. So now we have to move on, and now we have to just do the best that we can with what we have now. So sometimes we just have to let it go. Just let it go. Just let it go. So there's nothing wrong with just letting it go. The third is don't feel obligated. A lot of times we can go through this where we are comparing ourselves with other gardeners. And you might see somebody on Instagram or on Facebook or on YouTube, and they're just rocking it out. You know what I mean? They're harvesting, their garden is beautiful, everything is just, perfect in their world. But you're only seeing what they're showing you. And you can't compare your garden with someone else's garden ever, because no two gardens are going to be alike, and no two gardeners are ever going to be alike. So you cannot get caught up in a trap of Jedi mind tricking yourself that you're not good enough and that you did something wrong, or that this is not for you. Don't be discouraged because someone else is doing better than you, okay? It's everyone's different. Everyone is not on the same playing field, okay? We all have to deal with our own um, obstacles in the garden. So you live and you learn, but don't get caught up in feeling like you have to do this because so and so's garden is looking better than yours. Absolutely not. The fourth thing is switch things up. Okay, change your mindset. Instead of going out to the garden and thinking, oh, I have so much to do. I got to do this. I still have to do that. Oh, I needed to do this like last week and I still haven't done X, Y, and Z. Don't go out to the garden with that type of mindset. Take yourself out to your garden and just enjoy it. Okay, just go out there and say, you know what? I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to enjoy it. I'm going to look around and I'm going to take it in. I'm going to take a breath. I'm going to enjoy the bees that are buzzing. I'm going to enjoy the birds that are chirping. The squirrel that's shaking his tail at me that just robbed me of all my peaches. Yeah, he's got to live too, or she's got to live. She fed her family with my peaches and whatever. Maybe next time I'll cover them up. So just go out to your garden and just take it in and tell yourself, if I feel like doing something, I'll do it. Otherwise, I'm just going to go out there and I'm just going to look at my garden. I'm just going to take it all in, take your coffee out there, take your tea out there, take yourself a snack or what have you, and just enjoy it, because that is what it's supposed to be about. You're supposed to be enjoying this. You're supposed to be enjoying your garden. And if you don't ever take the time to enjoy it, then of course you're going to be overwhelmed and of course you're going to be burned out. So just change your mindset and go out there like I said, and in your mind, just be like, you know what? If I feel like weeding today, I will. Or maybe I'll just do, a little section and that'll be it for today. But if I don't do anything, that's okay too, because it's okay. Number 5 is, and I'm really bad with this one, ask for help. If you can, if you have people around that, like I have kids in the house, but I never have them in the garden. They're never in the garden with me. They never do garden chores. They never plant or harvest or maintenance or anything. Um, Now, once in a while, I will ask, and they will come out and do it. But if you can, ask for help. And the last one is to begin your fall cleanup a little at a time. So don't feel bad for taking out all of the things that you know are not doing well. If you're still hanging on to that squash plant when you know that it's already been attacked by a vine borer, you know you're not going to be able to save it. The cucumbers have blight, or I'm sorry, the cucumbers have downy mildew. The leaves are brown. Just the very tip has growth on it. Take them out. Don't don't hang on to things that you can't save, okay? Get rid of it. That way, when you are ready to clean everything out, you're not overwhelmed with so much. Just like as soon as you see it, you know. As soon as you see it, you know. You're like, you know what? That plant's not going to make it. Get it out of there. Get it out. Don't even look back. If you have time, which a lot of people, if you have at least 60 days before your first frost date, then you have time to start something else. So, like I did, I knew that I didn't have enough squash. I didn't have enough zucchini, but my plants were sick. Hurry up, start some more. You just do it. You just got to do it. Don't say, "Oh, that plant looks so sick, but I'm going to leave it. I might get this or I might get that." Don't don't hang on to a wish and a prayer. Okay? Get rid of that sick plant and throw it in the garbage where it belongs. Don't put it in your compost because it will get your compost sick. And don't feel bad about it because the summer garden can't last forever. It can't. You can't make it last forever. You can't prolong the life of things that are just done. So look forward to changing over to fall. And if you're not doing a fall garden, that's okay too. Just clean out your beds and cover them. Make sure you cover them because then come springtime, you don't want to have a bed full of weeds because you didn't cover it. So as you're cleaning out, as you're getting rid of things, as you're turning soil over or amending, put your compost, your chicken manure or whatever you have, grass, leaves, whatever you're putting on top, put that stuff on, cover your bed. Even if you don't have any of that stuff, cover it with a tarp, plastic, something. Don't allow those weeds to take root in your beds while they are dormant. Also, you could consider doing a cover crop. So if you know that you don't want to have to maintain a garden throughout the fall and the winter, plant a cover crop, and that way you know it'll die off before it produces any type of like crop. And when it does die off, it'll feed your soil, and it's a win-win. All right, let's go back to the chat. I think I'm probably missing people. I just wanted to get those things out and give you guys some tips. I'm burned out now. I still thank the Lord He's blessing me though. Absolutely. Because you have to look at your harvest. When you feel like you're burned out with all the tasks and maintenance, look at your bounty. Look at all that you've gotten out of that. Look at all of the fruits of your labor. Oh my God, Gail, you described me after getting a 10-pound penalty. Ah, I haven't mentioned it, but I'm not planning anything else until spring. Too much right now. I hear you because I have even contemplated on taking a break and not doing a fall garden this year. But I do have collards and kales and Swiss chard that is still growing from yeah, from this spring. And I'll probably just let the stuff that I already have grow, and I'll probably just maintain the stuff that I already have. And I don't know that I'm going to be doing anything else. Making a big pot of veggie soup to put in the freezer for hurricane season. Well, the Barnyard Chicken. Good afternoon. Thank you for joining me. Sometimes you need a break from the garden because it does need a lot of attention, but it's my therapy. I suffer from PTSD. Well, that's good for you, Stacy. At least you have something that you can rely on as therapy. And to recognize that, then that's awesome. I was not planning on planting anything this fall, but that's changing as it gets closer. Well, good for you. Sometimes you're like, I'm not going to do anything, but then you get that boost or that second wind or that, motivation comes back, and you're like, you know what? I can and I will. I just start sustained so much loss from the overabundance of rain. I didn't have a way to really weigh the produce I did get. We got hit with more pests, high heat, penalty. I threw my hands up. I know, I know. Sometimes things come like when you're down and then they come and kick you while you're down. So it's like, okay, we just got flooded out. My plants are just starting to recover. Now they all have powdery mildew, so now they're going to die. And now the pests have come in because they like to feast on sick plants. So, yeah, it's not easy. Good to know you're not alone. Yes, it is good to know that you're not alone. You are not alone when you're feeling that burnout. Abby's life on the farm. Thanks for joining me. Darn squirrels. When the squirrels make themselves at home in my garden, I make some rice. He said he can change the squirrels to pellet gun works. Never the same. Pop's place and mine had everything the exact same, and he made 5 pounds less per bucket than I did. Things just don't work sometimes. Exactly. Exactly. Not comparing yourself to others. hmm Absolutely doesn't help me. She says she's traumatized from when I had her help me when she was a kid. So I do a little at a time and I give myself a task per day. And that's all you can do. You just have to do a little at a time, just a little at a time. Farm and HVAC. Nice to see you. Thank you for joining me. Oh, Wonderland Acres. How are you? I have not spoken with you in a while. Nice of you to join me. How are the little lambs? I always like to see your little lambs. So, like I said, I don't know if I'm going to do a fall garden or not. And I probably should decide because it is already past time for me to plant a lot of things. Like, I'm already past the point where I can start Brussels sprouts. So I'm not doing those. I've already passed the point where I can do like the broccoli that I got from Garden State Gardener. I'm past the point of that broccoli because that broccoli takes like 80 days or something like that. And my first frost date is October 11th, I want to say. So, yeah, I'm less than 60 days right now. before my first frost date. But I'm doing quick growing crops. Like I will do lettuce and I will do some pak choi. Um, I already have collards. Oh, I did want to do turnips. So I'll probably do turnips too because I do turnips for the turnip greens. Little lambs are not so little now. Thank you, Stacy. Thank you for stopping in. I appreciate you. Vineyard checks. Hello, KK. How are you today? Did you get all your schoolwork done? Was it a good school day? Those emus are so adorable. I love those things. They're so cute and they're so funny. They're so funny looking. Just their whole body language is just funny to me. I think I'm going to start over next year and just work on redesigning and refilling my beds till then. That's a good um, idea, barnyard chicken. Um, I feel like I need to do the same thing because I need to um, I don't want to say reconstruct, but I need to like deconstruct, I probably should say, some things and move some things around or like just reevaluate. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. I need to reevaluate the garden and figure out what does good where. I should know that by now. We're doing good. School for us doesn't start until the 30th. Oh, the emos say hi. The 30th. Okay. Well, good for you that you guys still don't have to go to school. Mine have started school already. Um, the 11th, they went back to school. My son graduated from high school, so he's done. But my two girls are both still in school. My daughter is a junior, and then my other is just now in middle school. So exciting, very exciting. So yeah, garden burnout is very real. I I was actually dealing with it myself. I'm just now starting to get a little bit of motivation back because I just felt like I am not with it. Like I'm not enjoying this anymore. I don't want to go out, like I don't even want to go outside. I don't want to see the garden, but yeah, it's just that you need a break. That's all. You just need a break sometimes. You just need to take a break and step back. That way you have a chance, like I said, to miss the garden. I really did. Oh, I did plant some peas though, because I'm determined to get some peas. If I plant peas in 12 different spots this year, I'm going to get some peas. I am determined to get some peas. And I think next year I'm going to experiment with planting right in the wood chips because I've had the wood chips down now for it'll be 2 years next year. Next spring, be 2 years I've had the wood chips down. So I'm thinking that should be plenty of time for me to be able to now start planting in the wood chips. So when I initially laid down the wood chips and stuff, I I put the cardboard down first, and then I did the layer of wood chips. I am now starting to see like some weeds are coming up in the walkways or whatever. So I will put a second layer of wood chips down, and then probably next spring I will start to experiment with planting in the wood chips. So I'm kind of looking forward to that. But next year, I'm definitely not going to do as much as I did this year. I completely overwhelmed myself. I just have way too many things out there. I just have way too many things. I was trying to grow like every seed that I had in my arsenal, and it was just too much. It was just too much. It was way too much. I just got really overzealous for gardening this year. And I was like, oh my gosh, what did I get myself into? I grew like 12 different varieties of tomatoes. I think I did 4 or 5 different cucumbers. I might have did 4 or 5 different types of beans. Um, I did 4 different kinds of kale. I mean, I was just like, I did uh, round zucchini, yellow zucchini, cocoselle zucchini, romanesco zucchini. Um, yeah, so I mean, I was just overdoing it, really overdoing it. So next year, I will not be doing that. I will pick 2 varieties. I say this now, but I think I will just pick 2 varieties of the plants and just grow 2 different varieties. A lot of things did not do well. I planted 2 different types of okra, and only the red burgundy did okay. And I didn't get enough of it because I planted like 4 or 5 red burgundy, and I also planted 4 or 5 of it's called Go Big. Oh, it's a green okra, and it didn't do well at all. It didn't do anything. So um, then I was left with like 4 red burgundy, which is not enough. Wasn't enough. It wasn't enough for what I wanted. I wanted to grow a lot so that I could pickle it, fry it, put it in like jambalayas and whatever, freeze it so that I would have it for the fall and, when you're making crock pot dinners and things like that. But I am not getting nearly enough okra. But like I said, next year I will not be doing as much as I did this year. And then I also did a lot of starts that I planned to sell, and they didn't sell as well as I thought they were going to sell either. So I did sell a lot, but I think I just over planted a lot. Like I probably did like maybe 20 different 20. I did 12 varieties of tomatoes, but I probably did 20 of each. I mean, who does that? So yeah, that was too much. Next year I won't be doing all that. I won't be doing all that. I still have tomatoes in red solo cups out there that I need to dispose of or compost, but it's hard. It's hard to get rid of your little seedlings. I did though. I did take a few and I put them in some dirt, and if they grow, they grow, and if they don't, they don't. But I did put them in some dirt, so. But I think I'm with barnyard chicken on that thought. I think I'm gonna start over next year and do some things different. So I have a bed that I have like a lot of greens that are still growing, and I don't want to disturb them. I don't want to take them out. I don't want to get rid of them. But I think next year I'm going to start over and I'm going to take all those greens out of there and put my tomatoes in there. But it's hard to get rid of plants that are doing well. So, I mean, it's not broke, don't fix it, right? But things need to be moved around. So, tomatillo is so good. I didn't even need to add lime juice to the pico de gallo. Really? My hard hitter okra is only growing 1 or 2 every other day. I'm growing a different okra next year, but this is my first time growing okra, and I will grow it from now on. Yeah, I am definitely. I got some okra seed from the seed box from Britain Farms, so I will grow that okra next year, but I will also do the red burgundy because I always do the red burgundy and it always does pretty good. Pulling out my dead sunflowers now. Oh, oh, that was another thing I did this year for the first time. I planted a lot of flowers, and I don't regret it. My sunflowers. I still have a sunflower that's like super tall. I don't even know how tall it is, and it hasn't even bloomed yet. It's got a few different heads on it. It hasn't even opened up yet. It's still growing tall. So yeah, the sunflowers have been really beautiful, and they've really attracted the pollinators. So definitely be planting sunflowers again in some different spots. Pureed some tomatillos and added them in for the juice. Okay. Ah, I see, I see. So that's why you didn't have to add the lime, because you got the tang from the tomatillos. Good, good. Thought about growing something in the front yard next year. My front yard needs work. I have like weeds, like trees, pretty much. Like the squirrels plant all their little acorns and things in my front, and then I got all these like weeds. I did sprinkle some wildflower mix out there, so I have some coneflowers that came up, and I also have yellow daylilies that come up. But like other than that, um, I really want some more flowers out there, but the landscape is a bunch of like river rock or landscape rock, those little like white rocks or whatever, and nothing grows in there. So, anyone ever plant cover crops? You know what, Joe? I think that's what I'm going to do this year. I was contemplating, instead of doing a fall garden, I might just plant uh, a cover crop. I got some daikon radish seed out of the seed box, and it was labeled a cover crop daikon radish. So it'll a radish naturally grows underground, so it's going to break up that soil under there. So I'm thinking I might do some of those. Plus, I am going to probably plant out a bunch of some type of bean or legume, maybe like pinto beans or chickpeas or something. But I'm just gonna scatter them out in the bed and let them grow until the frost kills them, and then till them into the soil. So I was thinking, and then of course cover it with leaves, fall leaves. You can get all kinds of cover crop seeds in the big bags for your area. Oh yeah, I did see that. I was looking into that last year. They give you like a mixture, like a cover crop mixture, and it includes like all different types of seed, like buckwheat and um, different things for cover crop. Um, it's good to do like nitrogen fixing cover crops so that it does put the nutrients back into your soil. So there's also some flowers you can plant which are called Lady Phacelia, and they're nitrogen fixing flowers. So I might do that. I grew some white radishes. I didn't like the flavor. Yeah, I didn't like my white radishes either. I grew some black Spanish radishes too, and they never did anything. They had leaves on them, but they never bulbed up. So yeah, but I didn't care for the white radish either. And they got super big really fast, and I probably harvested them a little too late because they were like a little woody, which obviously I harvested them too late, but they just grew so fast. I didn't expect that. They grew faster than my breakfast radishes. I like my favorite radish is the breakfast radish, because I like those raw, but I also like the cherry bell ones um, cooked. I love the cooked radishes. I started cooking the radishes for the first time um, in the spring. I love them. Love them. They don't taste like radishes at all. They lose all of the spice, but depending on how you flavor them, they can taste like potatoes. And if you're growing, if you're on a low carb diet or if you're trying to be on a low carb diet, cooked radishes is a really good substitute for potatoes. Are you thinking about planting cover crops, Joe, for the fall? Use daikon radishes to make kimchi with. Roasted radishes with potatoes is good too. Yeah, I did my radishes, sauteed radishes with spinach and garlic and olive oil, and it was amazing. Really good. Okay, hairy vetch. Okay, I think that'll be good for your garden. Did you get the wood chips? Did you decide on the wood chips? I didn't see an update on whether or not you decided to go ahead with the wood chips. I know you were considering getting that pile of wood chips that was, by your house. Reduce weeds and promote nitrogen. Yes. I can grow tomato, squash, everything, but can't get a radish to grow to save my life. I don't know what I did with the black radishes because they didn't do well at all. Like they had lots of greens, but they didn't have enough. I think they didn't have enough P and K. There's NPK in your fertilize profile. So I'm sure they had enough nitrogen because they had lots of leaves, but they didn't have enough potassium and phosphorus to make the bulbs. I had them planted with the pumpkin, so obviously the pumpkin is a heavy feeder, so the pumpkin probably just robbed all of the nutrients out of the bed. I asked them, but they have to talk to the higher ups. Ah, okay. So you're waiting. You're gonna hate me, but I had a bunch of volunteer radishes this year. I had a couple volunteer radishes, but not many. I did have a couple though. So if I don't get the wood chips, I will start a cover crop. Okay. Yeah, I love my wood chips. I love it. Before I had the wood chips, I had so much grass and it was such a hassle to get the grass in the garden mowed because my mower is a ride-on mower and it doesn't fit in the gate. So you had to do the push mower, and at the time the push mower was not very reliable. So it was like either that or you had to weed whack the entire area because that was the only way you were going to get the grass down. So I just really got tired of that. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to do this whole area of wood chips and be done with it. And I'm so glad that I did. I have a pile of wood chips now that I still have to spread out. And I hadn't made up my mind yet on how far I wanted to spread them out. But I know that I do want to mulch around the nectarine tree that I planted, and I need to mulch around the berry bushes that I put in the ground. So I'll do that, and then I have to add another layer of wood chips to the garden pathways because the weeds are trying to come up now. Virginia fruit grower in the house. Hello. I enjoyed that last couple videos that you put up with the tour at Kelly's. All of those fruit trees, I cannot even pronounce half most of those fruit trees. And then you were showing the pictures of the fruit, like when it gets ripe. And I was like, oh, yes. Because, half the time I'm like, I don't know what that is or what does it even look like when it's, when you pick it, like, what does it look like? So yeah, when you were like showing all the pictures of the ripe fruits, like what they would look like when they got ripe, I was like, okay, okay. So I really enjoyed that. I really enjoyed that when you were putting up those pictures. So yeah, and he had like a tremendous like um variety of different trees in his yard. That was amazing. I was like, wow. Like in all those pots, and then he's got pots on top of pots and all kinds of propagated I forget what you call them, scions or whatever. I was like, wow, this guy is like serious about, I'm sure he probably sells those things, but yeah, that was pretty exciting to see. Or do what I did and get a dump truck load of green compost, 11 cubic yards. The five things I mentioned before was about seeds of the month. Club starting in January. Yes, January. 3 tomatoes, 1 pepper, and one of something else. Okay, right. That's what I was saying. Yeah, five things for the seed of the month. Just kind of like a variety. That would be good. Yeah. Sounds like a plan, Joe. They volunteer. Yeah, radish can volunteer. If you let a radish go to seed and then they drop that seed, then the next time that that seed is viable and um, the conditions are right, then that seed's going to germinate. So, yeah, they can volunteer. I have mountains of wood chips behind my house. They knocked down 13 acres of woods. Wow. Did you mention what they're building there? Are they doing like an apartment complex or something? Like, why did they knock down all those woods? Because you didn't harvest all the seeds, right? Kind of like your yard. Yeah, definitely. All the pots and stuff. If I lived close, I'd be over there with a pickup truck. That's what he's trying to figure out, Drops. He went over there to figure out if they would haul it over. Like it's like right behind his house, so it's not that far. But he was trying to get them to, drop it on his property or whatever. So he's waiting to hear back and see if he can get that done. 13 houses. Okay. Wow. So it'll be like a little subdivision. I got a wood chipper for my tractor. I can't wait to use it. Oh yeah. I got a wood chipper for Mother's Day. My husband got me a wood chipper for Mother's Day. It doesn't do like really big, like, branches or anything, but I can do like some pretty nice, like inch and a half size, like branches or sticks or whatever. But like when we have like a storm or something and I have all those tons of like twigs and sticks in the yard, before he mows or whatever, then we just kind of collect whatever is too big and put it in like a bin. And then I love the way it grinds up because it grinds up so small and it's perfect for mulching like around my plants. So it's not too big. The wood chips are not too big where they're going to rob the soil of the nitrogen. So yeah, I love it. You're still on. Yay. Hey there. Hey, LP. Nice of you to join me. I'm determined to master radishes if it's the last thing I do. You can do it. You can do it. Just made it. Well, I'm glad you made it. Thank you. That's me and beets next year. Well, this fall too. Yeah, I said that too. My beets didn't do well at all. So, but it's probably because I don't remember if I fertilized them. I keep hearing all these horror stories about people can't grow carrots, beets, radishes. Those are the easiest vegetables to grow. I never have issues with them. Yeah, I think it's probably the soil. It's got to be the soil. Um, my beets were in like a new bed though. Like I had just put this bed together and I filled it with fresh compost and that was it. I didn't. I think I might have put some rabbit manure in there, but not a ton of rabbit manure, and I left them. So yeah, they didn't get big at all. They were probably like, maybe the size of a radish, if that. But I had a lot of greens, so I know they had plenty of nitrogen. They always germinate. Yeah, they germinate, but the bulbs don't form. Yeah. Well, I think that's what I did wrong. I didn't fertilize well enough. So if I do try to grow beets, and I only grew them because I was going to pickle them because I like everything pickled. So I did. I was growing them so that I could pickle them. And yeah, no luck. I did get a lot of, like I said, I got a lot of the greens, and I did use the greens, but the bulbs just didn't form for me. And I'm not sure about my carrots yet because I haven't pulled them out, but they should be ready to harvest. I planted them in the spring, and I believe I planted them before my last frost date. So, because there's a handful of crops that you can plant before your last frost date, and carrots is one of those. So, I did plant carrots really early in the spring, and I'm sure they're probably ready to harvest. I can get those out of there and make space for some other things. But I tried to grow a lot of peppers this year, and I did get a lot of the jalapeno. I didn't get a lot of hot peppers. My hot peppers didn't do well at all. My sweet peppers did very well, and um, they're still doing well. But I didn't really get any hot peppers. I got one plant to produce me some hot peppers, and I think it's the Hungarian hot pepper. I'm almost sure because they're yellow. So I did get that one plant to produce me some peppers, but other than that, my other hot peppers didn't do well at all. Beets, you really want to overseed them and then thin out the weaklings and make sure they are spaced 4 to 5 inches apart. Yeah, I did. I measured even. Um, I think I did like 12 of the red beets and then 12 of the golden beets. It was a really small space, so I didn't have a lot of space to begin with. But yes, I did grow shishito, and they did come out really good. Like I said, my sweet peppers did good. I got shishito peppers, the banana peppers. I got natapenos. They're not sweet peppers, but they're not hot peppers. So they're just jalapenos without the heat. So they look like some really good jalapenos, but they're not hot at all. So I got the natapenos. They're like producing like crazy. My shishito peppers have tons of peppers on them. My banana peppers. I also have some Melrose sweet peppers. They're all doing really well. My King of the North peppers are, they're green still, so they're not ready, but they're doing good too. I didn't get any. Yes, I did Melrose sweet peppers. I harvested a couple the other day. They were like yellow, just barely turning orange, but I couldn't wait, so I harvested it. Yeah, but yeah, the Melrose sweet peppers. So they all did good. One of the peppers that didn't do very well was the habanada, and that's the habanero that's not hot. Um, so I was trying to grow those because I heard such good things about them, but they really didn't do well, and it's probably because I neglected them. I grew them in pots, and I think the pot might have just dried out one too many times or something, and the peppers are like really stunted, like they're so small and like almost shriveled. So even though habaneros grow like that, they're like wrinkly and like shrivelly, but yeah. Bushcraft family, hi, thank you for joining me. You always want to overseed beets, carrots, and onions. Yes, I definitely do that. I crowd seed carrots and onions. Yeah. I didn't do my beets like that though. I kind of like spaced them out and did like two seeds, two seeds, two seeds. I did like that. I didn't want to overcrowd the beets, but I might have to do it like that next time. Some will never mature, and that's why you wait to see which ones form a good root or bulb and then thin out the weaklings. Good advice. I will have to do that next time because I did want to try those golden beets and I was going to pickle them. So, well, I was going to try them first and then I was going to pickle them. Because I really enjoyed the pickle okra. I did that. Nah, do it with the beets too. You can eat the greens or feed to chicken. Too bad I don't have any chickens, Drops. Yeah, I don't know. It looks cool to have chickens. It looks, it's really cool to have chickens. You can feed them all the garden, things that you don't want or that you have an abundance of. And um, we just don't eat that many eggs, for one. And I'm not sure that the cost of keeping chickens would be beneficial to me because, for one, I'm not going to butcher them. I just, I'm not there yet. I'm not. I don't know if I'll ever be there, but I can't do that. So that's out of the question. So they will never be meat birds. Um, and like I said, we don't eat a ton of eggs. So the only thing that I would benefit from having the chickens would be the manure. But even then, it's a hot manure, and I would have to wait. I don't have patience. I would have to wait to be able to use the manure. So I don't know. I just have not found it to be beneficial to me at this time. That could change, but I just don't see the benefit outweighing the cost right now. I loved having chickens and I want to have them again. I only want less than six. See, now that's what I would do. I would probably only do like four because once they start laying eggs and you think like, at least three out of the four is going to lay either every day, every other day, and times seven, that's like 30 eggs a week almost, between 20 and 30 eggs a week. And like, we don't even go through a dozen eggs a week. So, I mean, we probably could because like my daughter likes deviled eggs, my husband eats eggs, but like, I just don't cook them enough. I would have to really cook some eggs then. Want a 20-pound rooster that crows for treats. He's 20 pounds. He's not 20 pounds, Drops. He's not 20 pounds. Is he? You're kidding me. This is only my second year gardening, and last year I only tried bell peppers, which were a fail, but I'm so impressed by shishito plants now. Did you grow them this year? Did you grow the shishito peppers this year? Because they're really prolific. Like they put on a lot of peppers. I really love the shishito peppers. I do. I love to snack on those. When I find the red ones, I just take them off and I snack on them. And then I don't have any peppers to bring in the house. Feed them to your worms. Yeah. You will if the shelves go empty at the store. Every farm you see has chickens on it. Food shortages are real and it is coming. Yeah, but what does okay. Yeah, I guess we have a point there. Like I would consider, yeah. I don't have food shortages where I'm at right now. Um, like in the heat of it, when things were really, serious and people were really panicking, we had food shortages. Yes, we did. We did. Along with everyone else in the country. But once things started to, um, you know, get restocked, they never went short again. So, I mean, there's some things that are short. Don't get me wrong, there are, because those companies still have a shortage of employees to produce those things. But as far as like meat is concerned, um, I don't have those shortages by me, not as of yet. So, if you live in a subdivision, you can sell them. People will pay extra for organic or fresh eggs. Oh, I don't live in a subdivision, but there are plenty of subdivisions around. But then I also live really, really close to like Amish um, stores, and I live within walking distance of like a farmer's market row. So there's like one, two, three farmers markets, like, right next to each other. They do like you pick strawberries, you pick blueberries, you pick watermelon. They do like, you know, all kinds of things. And they always have like all of that stuff at the farmers market. So I don't know. I mean, I could try it, but I just don't know. I'm not enthusiastic about it yet. What is sitting beside you, and where are the videos of you using it? You mean this? This? This is a Cricut. Um, I got this. I don't even think it's plugged in. I got this for Mother's Day. Yes, Mother's Day. I got this for Mother's Day from my husband and my son. And I love it. I love it. I love it. And I don't have any videos of me using it because I'm still learning it. So right now I only use it to make stickers, but it does so many things, and there's so many things to learn about it that I have just completely been like overwhelmed with all of the things you can do with it. So as for right now, I am perfecting my sticker making on it, and then I will move on to like t-shirts and things like that. So yes, I love it. Do you have one, Barnyard Chicken? Do you have a Cricut? Also, our turkeys haven't been flying out at all. Good, good. Because I was watching Roots and Refuge like a while back when she first got her chickens. I mean, I'm sorry, turkeys. And she was talking about how she had to build like this whole like fenced or like roofed in enclosure because every time she had turkeys, they got out. So I was like, wow, I didn't realize like she said even cutting the wings they would get out. So I was like, wow. So when I saw you guys had those turkeys, I was like, ooh, make sure they don't fly out, because I did see, somebody else had them and they were getting out. He's the size of one of those small turkey hens you buy in the frozen section. We eat a dozen eggs a day. Wow, that is a lot of eggs. I can see why you have chickens. You have a Cricut. Ours is the same color. Yes, it's the mint one. Shocking, right? How much I love mint. So it's the mint Cricut. You only need 2 chickens. Okay. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I don't know if 2 would be enough though for me. I would feel like they would get lonely. Oh, hey, Mel. So nice of you to join me. I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you were able to make it. I'm a prepper. I got to give you a little gloom and doom. I know, Drops. And you're good at what you do. So I'm glad that you share the information that you do share. So I do find it very helpful, especially when you're giving like those plant profiles and stuff like that of like all those medicinal plants and things. So this year I incorporated some comfrey in my garden, and I also got mullein growing that I didn't even plant. I've got like tons of mullein in my yard, and I didn't even plant it. It just started coming up. So I've got mullein, I've got comfrey. I planted nettle, stinging nettle, but I never planted out the seedlings because I wanted to find like a permanent spot for it. But the spot that I wanted for it, I was kind of skeptical. I thought maybe it was full of poison ivy, so I didn't want to. I was going to clean it out and then get it all situated for like my comfrey and my nettle and like the medicinal, and then like calendula and things like that. But then I didn't clean the space out because I was afraid it was full of poison ivy. So then I was like, well, where am I going to put this stuff? Because I want to put it in a place that it's going to be permanent and it's going to live there forever. So I haven't found that space yet. And then I had these nettle seedlings, and then I just let them die. They just died. So um, I have some seed, but I have to figure out a place for them first because I don't want to waste my seed. Too many people go to the local food bank in town twice a month to get a food box, so I just have to give them away. See, and that would be my thing. I would just be giving them away to like whoever will take them. You can trade chickens, but you need to do it often. It would be a lot of work turning your chicken over every 6 months. I started my summer garden kind of late, but my shishito plants have a ton of peppers. Yes. Only thing is they aren't turning red at all. I mean, I know they're ripe when green, but none of my peppers colors. Huh. Yeah, they do take a while. And I think like the more sun they get, the better. But they do take a while to turn colors. And the green ones are good too. If they just have a little bit of color on them, sometimes I just pick them and eat them. I have two. I need to learn. They are still in the box. You have two? You have two crickets? What the world? Why would you need two and you don't even use one? I want to do t-shirts, like I said. So um, I need to get one of those heat press. Is that what it's called? The heat press thing? So maybe for Christmas or something, I'll get, well, my birthday is coming up. It's in September. I don't know. Maybe I'll just wait till Christmas and get that because I probably won't use it till then anyway. But I do want to get one of those heat press because you have to get heat transfer vinyl to make the things for the shirts, and then you have to use that heat press. A standard iron will not work really well because it doesn't get hot enough, but that heat press will, iron on your vinyl. Have you gone to the Noun Project website? That's where mom gets her free images that she uses to make things on the Cricut. Oh, that's pretty cool. Noun Project website. I will look into that. Thank you, KK. I have not heard of that. Where did I write that? Oh, there we go. The Noun Project. Yeah, because I don't pay for the access. I was like, you know what? I don't know enough about it. I'm not paying for that yet. If I decide I want to pay for it later, I will. I'm thinking I'll give you a chicken for your SUV or boat. Oh, that's funny drops. My great aunt and uncle got rid of all but two chickens because they wouldn't stay out of the garden. It was one or the other for them. Oh, yeah, you got to fence it in. You got to be able to. If I had chickens, I would have them in a fenced in area so that they couldn't get out and just, be whatever. But I would probably put them in like a tractor where I could move them around, different parts of the yard or whatever. But I wouldn't just let them just roam free because I would be afraid. We have so many hawks in my area, like hawks and falcons, and I've even seen some owls over here at night. So there's just too many predators around my area. Raccoons. Yeah, I've even seen a fox running through here. I have a ton of shishito pepper, loads of red, and they are not hot. No, shishito peppers are not hot. They're not. Um, they're not hot. They're sweet. Please pray for Uncle Al, everyone. He is having surgery tomorrow. Okay, I did not know that Uncle Al was having surgery, but we will pray that his surgery is a success and that he is in a speedy recovery. The two left didn't lay anything for a long time. Maybe they were stressed because they lost, part of their flock or something. Drop is amazing. Love is knowledge. Yes, I appreciate all the knowledge that drops, shares, borage, calendula, hyssop. Hyssop, yes. I was going to grow that this year and I forgot. I have to remember that. Hyssop. There was another one too. Um, I forgot which one it was. But hyssop and something else I was going to grow and I forgot about those. Hello from Thailand. It's morning here, 5:20 a.m. Well, good morning. Good morning, Bow Adventures. Thank you for joining us. We were talking about how to deal with garden burnout, um, and how sometimes you just have to take a break. At least you live in a. This is my first year that I have grown bee balm and lemon balm. Oh, my lemon balm is doing really good. It smells amazing too. I didn't do bee balm. Oh, that was it. Goldenrod. Goldenrod. I wanted to do goldenrod, but I don't know how to harvest the seed from that or when because it grows wild like everywhere in my area, like along like county roads and things like that. It's like everywhere. And I want to just pull over and grab it, but I don't know when to harvest the seeds. Like if it's in full bloom and I harvest it and let it dry out, will it give me seed? Or am I going to have to wait for that plant to die and produce its seed for me to try to harvest it? It was a teeny bit hot? Huh. My shishito peppers have never been hot. Do you have, well, no, because that wouldn't be it either. I don't know. 30 years still learning, and each year is different. That's right. It's a constant learning process. I meant trade for meat at the butcher's. Oh, I see. Okay. So, yeah. Okay, I see where you're going with that. That is an idea. That is an idea. I need to catch up on this chat. I'm so far behind. Let's see. You can just use iron on instead of the fancy heat press. Does it work as good? I've made shirts with the Cricut, then I covered the decal with a towel and I used an iron. Made a video on it. Oh, okay. I'm gonna watch that video, KK. Because I was thinking that you had to have that heat press because the regular iron wouldn't be hot enough to really secure it. So Hmm. I'll have you test out making me a sticker for my channel. I'll pay you. Okay, just send me an email. Let me put that back on the screen. I did Cajun hydroponics stickers, and I did one other channel stickers. I don't want to name that channel because I haven't. They haven't come out and said anything, so I'm not gonna be the one to come out and say anything. But Cajun hydroponics came on and just was like, "Thanks for the stickers." I was like, "Okay." So well, he let the cat out the bag. So yeah, I did do Cajun hydroponics and another channel. So send me um, send me a design to this email address here that you want the sticker to be, that you want on the sticker. Send me the art, the design, whatever you want to call it, and I'll do you a demo, and then I'll send it to you. Had to put a fence around the tomatoes. A moose calf. Oh my gosh, eating the tomato plants. Unbelievable. That must have been a sight. Did you get video of that? I got the second at a really good price. Plus, it was an upgrade from what I had. Okay, well that was good then. Free fonts is also available at Dfont website. Dfont. Oh, that's good. Dfont. Yes, because that's one thing that I wanted to uh, look at was other fonts because they don't give you much. My mom traded deer for a cow at the butcher's. Ah, a chicken tractor. Yes, he'll be out for 2 weeks. Carmelie, hello. Thank you for joining us. Sorry I'm so far behind on the chat. Let's see where we're at. Um, my lemon balm is going nuts. My chamomile, I'm harvesting blossoms for tea. I didn't plant no chamomile. That too. I had chamomile seed I was going to plant too. I did. I had so many things I wanted to plant, and I definitely have gardeners burnout bad. I see another tomato, I'm going to lose it. Mel, you're going to have to watch the replay because I went over a lot of things to help deal with burnout, with garden burnout. So I gave like 6 tips on what you can do to deal with garden burnout. Goldenrod is a weed out here. It's all over the place. Same here, but I want it like in my yard. I want it, where I can access it. Yeah, my lemon bulb busted through the pot. I planted it in and it's growing like mad. Wow. I have mine in a grow bag, and yeah, it is pretty wild. I'm glad I have it contained. Definitely not hot. Love them. I love them too, especially if you blister them a little bit, like you were blistering your bell peppers. Yeah, those are good. Yep, the iron works great. All right, I am gonna try that. I gotta get me some heat transfer vinyl. Yeah, and then I'll have to do a small project just to start with so that I can get, acquainted. Sorry, guys. I don't know how that got muted. They say 1 in 10 is hot. I bought a bag from the store in the winter to see if I liked them before I grew any. Took a nice big bite of one and it was kind of hot. Oh, so now those they might have been cross-pollinated. So um they might have got hot like that. I have no idea on the art. It's such a long channel name, but I'll take suggestions. Okay. I will Duffont. DAFONT. Okay. Mel, I will look and see if I can come up with something. Didn't have my camera on me. It was a surprise to me. I looked around for Mama, but she was nowhere around. So he snuck off to eat your tomato plants. Most weren't hot, but definitely a couple were on lottery. The plants don't get sun past 5 p.m. Okay, so that could be it. They don't get enough sun. A ton of fonts. Okay. Yeah, I haven't really played around with the fonts too much. I've just been doing like art. So like my sticker looks like this, and um, I have one from Cajun Hydroponics that I did. I don't know where it's at though. It's around here somewhere. But I did Cajun Hydroponics, and I also did Jeff, growing something with Jeff. I had it right here. I don't know what happened to it. Anyway, I didn't have to play around with font too much because they sent me their own art and how they wanted it. So the white butterfly is still laying eggs. She was a delicate monster all summer. Yeah, I didn't have too much issue with the white butterfly, but the vine borers and the squash bugs, they got me again. They got me again. Didn't I do a video on chamomile harvesting? Yes, you did. You did benefits of chamomile, and I think you did a chamomile harvesting video as well. I just flipped past a bunch of stuff. Oh, that was the sound. Yeah, okay. It's back, right? Okay. Thank you for stopping in. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. A chicken leg and a shovel. Well, I'm surprised being out in the country how well their chickens did despite the hawks. Oh, okay. Yeah, because we have a lot of hawks. Thanks, Mel. Do a video on the shishito. Great colors. Yeah, it's just the green. You know, the more you grow, the more you know, the more you grow. I can show you what Jeff's looks like. This might have been a draft, but it is just about like this. He wanted the smaller ones, but I had given him a couple of options. So here's the one that he picked. Looks like this. That's what Jeff's stickers ended up looking like. They came out really good. And I had one here from Cajun Hydroponics that I did, but I don't know what happened to it. But they came out pretty good. Plan on raising backyard chickens to eat to cut the dependency out of the loop. Yep. I wish I could have chickens here. Oh, you can't have chickens, bushcraft? My daughter assured me once I can't cook anymore. She'll drop me off at the poor farm. Ah, that's funny. Sounds like my daughter. Yeah. I used to really love cooking. I don't know why I have not enjoyed it lately. Probably because I just don't put enough time into planning it. It everything works better when you plan it, and I think I just have not put enough time into planning it because, especially meats, when I do meats and things, I like to be able to marinate them and really get, some good flavor in there. So I usually try to marinate my meats. Oh, did Cajun Hydroponics show the sticker? I'm missing these videos. I did not see any of those videos where they showed the stickers. I'm gonna have to go through and see. I thought I was caught up on everyone's videos, but sometimes I get behind on videos and I might skip a few and just catch up to the ones that are more current. So I might have missed it. Live in the city. They can't have any within the city limits, and I hate it, but I'm still looking to get some land. Okay, yeah. We have a neighbor across the street, and I always hear their rooster. It probably sounds like Drop's rooster, but I always hear their rooster. And then sometimes their chickens will be like right near the road, and I'm like, man, those chickens are gonna get hit. But I don't know, they never go in the street, so but they can get like real close to the road sometimes. It was an oval sticker, barnyard chicken, and I know I had it. It's like purple. Um, it's like purple in color. It was right here, and I don't know what happened to it. Like I had it right here. I got Garden State Gardener's sticker here. I've got my sandwich sticker. If anyone wants to join the sandwich collab, they can get a sticker. But I can't find that Cajun hydroponics sticker. It was right here by my keyboard. It might have fell or slipped under the keyboard. But I wanted to say thank you to Garden State Gardener for all the great seeds that he gives out with his giveaways. I got the broccoli. I got, what did I get last time? I think tomato or peppers. Let me see. Yeah, I got cilantro. Oh, the lipstick pepper. I got the lipstick pepper the last time. Um, yes. So shout out to Garden State Gardener, his awesome giveaways. If you haven't yet, then check out his registration video so that you can get on the wheel for next week. He does his lives on Sundays. Never caught up on videos, especially if I try to catch up on lives. I know, right? I'll get on to try to catch up on videos, and then somebody will be live, and then I'll be like, oh, so and so's live. And then I'll end up in the live, and then I'll be on the live, and then I won't catch up on the videos that I thought I had time to catch up on. So every day when I get up, I will go through the videos for the day and I'll put everything on watch later, watch later, watch later, watch later. And then when I have time, I'll hit the watch later playlist and then all those videos will play. Sometimes I play them on my Fire Stick, so I won't be able to comment, but I will let the videos play. So sometimes I'll go back and comment later before I take them off the watch list. And then sometimes I just, you know, forget them or whatever. But I don't know what I did with that sticker. Oh well, I'll find it. But if you said he's got it on his channel, then I'm gonna go look and see. This summer has been cray cray with having a garden and the harvest. You want dinner? Go eat a tomato. I've been eating those Brad's atomic grape tomatoes out of the garden, and they're delicious. So yeah, I can eat tomatoes and beans out of my garden and get full. Not to mention all the kale and greens that I have growing out there too. So extra cash and threw it in the stock market. Okay. Take something out the night before and then marinate it. You know, I gotta take things out of my freezer is so like good, I guess you could say. I can't take things out the night before. I have to take them out like 3 days before. Put them in the fridge, and sometimes even then they're not thawed out. So yeah, sometimes I'll have a freezer full of meat, and then I still have to go buy some meat because everything's frozen. I've been guilty of that. I missed your talk about garden burnout. For me, it's overall yard work that I'm burnt out on because it beat me and I could not keep up with my ideas. Yep, but my tomatoes are coming in, so yay! LP, yes, definitely go back and watch the replay because I did discuss some really good things about dealing with garden burnout. And I gave some really good suggestions on how to deal with it and how to just bring yourself, back into focus. Sunday Backyard Farmer, thank you so much for joining me. The Atomic Grape, it's good. The Atomic Grape is really unique because it's not soft. It doesn't get soft. Okay, not saying that it never gets soft, but I don't allow them to get soft, I guess you could say, because I eat them so fast. But they're really nice. Oh, let me grab one. Hang on. Okay, back. So this is like a ripe atomic grape. Okay, look how that looks. Look at the color on that. Wait, let me go this way because this is, there we go. Let me, you see that? Look at the color on that. I'm trying to get it in the good light. And then it's like a tie-dye. It's got red in there and green and purples. Okay, look at the size of that. So that's ripe. But when it's not ripe, it's like green and purple. Okay, it's not quite red yet, but it's still beautiful. So they don't really get like soft. They stay really firm, and when you eat them, it's almost like a crunch. So the skin is not necessarily rough or tough, but it's very firm. Like the tomato itself is like full, okay, fat and firm. I guess you could, I don't know, another way to like, see, this one's just now starting to get its color. See that red coming in? But these tomatoes are awesome. Like I could fill up on these tomatoes and the beans and the greens that are in my garden, and I could be good for the day, I'm telling you. But yeah, those atomic grapes are awesome. And I got those from Garden State Gardener on his Sunday live giveaway. No problem, Joe. I appreciate everything you do. We all appreciate you. You're great. Just like Barnyard Chicken said, you're great. Yes, so nice. Great job, Garden State Gardener. I ain't done making money on stocks. I plan on making it my retirement career. Okay. Well, I wish you all the success in that, Drops. I'm afraid of stocks. I do that too. That's how I seen you were live. I know, right? It's like you can't even catch up on stuff because somebody's always live. Somebody somewhere is always live. Just to let you know, seed companies' prices are going to continue to rise. Get them wherever you can. I've got a ton of seeds right now, so I'm hoping that with the seeds that I have, I can grow those things and then save my own seed. That way I don't have to buy seed again. But in the case that I do need the seed, I do have an abundance of seed. Like I've been buying seed all year. Like I've been buying seed. I'm telling you, like I don't even need that much seed probably. I have the same thing. I watch but can't comment. Just can only give a thumbs up. Yeah, same. I do that. Q Kitchen and Beyond. Nice to see you. Great excuse to get more seeds now. Better yet, save seeds. Wait, no, that's not as much fun as new seeds. Hello, Eric. Nice to see you. I'm burned out on killing things. I will have to go to the replay. Yes, Q Kitchen and Beyond. Definitely go to the replay. I went over some different strategies on how to deal with garden burnout because we all go through it. I mean, at least I have. You're not alone. I think everybody goes through it at some point or another. Maybe some go through it longer than others, but yeah. I have to rip a bed of tomatoes to have a full garden. I'm tired and will do what I can for fall. I'm exhausted. You don't have to do a fall garden, Mel. You don't have to. You can let your garden rest if you want. You know, don't overdo it. Just do whatever you want to eat in the fall. You've got tons of zucchini. You got tons of tomatoes. That stuff's going to last you all throughout the fall and the winter. You got those humongous eggplants, those monster eggplants that I thought looked like a pumpkin. So yeah, I think you're pretty set. And tons of peppers. Like you have enough food to last you the winter and the fall and the winter. So yeah. I heard seeds will be going up by 40 to 50% next season. Yikes, that's a lot. Yes. Maybe ripping out of bed is just what you need to feel better. Amen to that. Yes. Sometimes that's what you need just to feel better, just to be rid of it. It's like a load that's lifted off of your shoulders. I'm definitely a seed addict, Drops. I have seed everywhere. I'm like, before, I didn't even need all the seed, but I just, look at all the seed I just bought. I went to Myers and I had fall in mind. So then I just bought like all these seeds. Look at this. All these seeds that I have like I don't even need. I have all these seeds already. But I just went and bought like all these seeds again. But you know, in my defense, I give away a lot of seeds, so I always want to have enough seeds to be able to be able to share with people. So that's my goal. I like to be able to share seeds so that if anybody ever needs seed and I have it to give or have it to share, then I want to be able to do that. So I just always want to be in a position to have the seed that somebody needs. That's just how I am. Bad poop. Wait. My gardener has a sale right now, 50% off all seeds. What? Why did you tell me that? Why did you tell me that? I can't unsee that. I can't I can't get that out of my mind now. Thanks, LP. Thanks for adding fuel to the fire. 12 seed envelope program. Yes. Oh, do you have those seeds? Definitely grow those seeds. Yes. We like tomatoes that are more firm. The atomic grape tomato is definitely a firm tomato. I would eat one right now on this live, but then my mouth will be full and I won't be able to talk. Okay, let me see if I can catch up here. Definitely need to get some of those seeds. Oh, I saw that, Drops. I saw you harvesting your sunflowers for the chicken feed. Yes, I saw that. We have to go. We're going to see what we can harvest today. Yes, good job. Good luck with your harvest. 2 days ago, we had 75 pounds of veggies. We just finished canning. We need more. Oh, I just told Mel from Bake a Leg and Let's Dig It Homestead to watch your cabbage fermenting video because you just did that cabbage fermenting um, on that video, and she was asking last night at her live. Was it last night or the night before? About fermenting cabbage. So yeah, definitely check out the Vineyard Chicks that got that video on fermenting cabbage. Oh no, I need seeds. I grew so much this year. Yikes. Oh, that's for the watermelon. Oh, I missed it. Something about preserves. Preserves that I made gave me 2 years and a month's worth of food. Nice, Mel. Mine's a habitual seed addiction. I still have seeds, some which I planted that are over 10 years old. And that's, you know what, seeds last a long time. There might be a date on the seed pack, but that doesn't necessarily mean that the seeds are going to go bad. So this one says sell by 12/31/22. That doesn't mean that this seed is not going to be any good after that. It depends on how you store them. And if you store them in a nice dry place, then they should store, you know, for however long. I saw the one video of the MI gardener where he planted that 100-year-old tomato seed and got it to germinate. So, yeah. Some seeds, not so much, but most seeds will keep for a very long time. Yes, drop. She got me. She got me because now I can't stop thinking about 50% off and my gardener seeds, especially because they're only $2 and it's free shipping. So now they're $1 and it's free shipping. So now I'm like, oh my gosh, I can't stop thinking about it. Thanks for reiterating that, Drops. Instigator, yes. Sorry, you're welcome. Looks like some seed haul videos are in people's future. I know, right? Is that when he did the live? When he did a live like yesterday or the day before, did he announce it then? I had that live in my list to watch later, but you said it finally rained today, huh, Drops? Yes, used fennel with it, but you can omit the fennel and just use the cabbage. I thought that was so neat how the cabbage made its own liquid. Like you didn't even have to add the water. That was awesome. Yeah, very pretty. Limiting so when new stuff comes out, I can get something. Plus, once fall is done, I have more thoughts what I can do and grow now. Good. It's always fun to expand. Sunday's live, and I am going over there later to watch the fermenting of cabbage. Saved seeds from our red giant mustards. Oh yes, I got those too. The red giant mustards. Mm-hmm. Yep, I got seeds from those. I got seeds from kale this year, from what grew last year. My last year's kale gave me seed this year. My last year's Swiss chard gave me seed this year. My last year's collards gave me seed this year. Yeah, if you have like greens that grow, like stuff that doesn't bolt um, throughout the summer, the next summer they will give you seed. Same thing for carrots. If you leave them in the ground and you leave them, till next, and then they will give you seed. It does not want us to recover. Right. Yes. Okay. Heard him say it in a live. I was going to watch that. Um, oh, they mentioned it. Okay. I'm going to have to check it out because I don't want to miss it. I used to only get my seed from Mi Gardener because that's like where I started watching videos like Mi Gardener. Like years ago when I first started gardening, I started with Mi Gardener. Um, Learn to Grow, Priscilla from Learn to Grow. She is awesome. I started learning. That's where I got the idea to grow the scarlet runner beans. Was from Priscilla at Learn to Grow. I like to watch her channel too. She has tons of great information. But yeah, I started out watching Mi Gardner a long time ago, and yeah, I definitely started out only buying his seed, and then I ventured out into buying Baker Creek and Sustainable Seed and Haas Tools. Yes, before we did Shed Wars, I was already ordering from Haas Tools, and their germination rate is like perfectly perfect. So yeah, I had did Haas Tools, um, beets, radish, squash, um, okra. My red burgundy okra is from Haas Tools. So yeah, yes, when he was really young. I was thinking about that the other day when he did his video about his fall planting, and I was looking at him while he was talking, and I was thinking to myself, wow, like I've watched him since before he got married, since when he first started out. Um, he wasn't married, he didn't have kids, he was, just he was this young kid, and I was like, wow, now look at him now, and now he's doing his business adventure, and I was like, wow, yeah, he's come a long way. A little expensive. Baker Creek can be expensive, but the shipping is free and the seeds are heirloom. I like to try to get packages of seeds that have a lot of seeds for a smaller price, but the shipping is free and they're heirloom seeds. So, like for 275, I like to get, a lot of seeds, and then at least I know that The shipping is free. Like I said, I'm a sucker for free shipping because I don't want to have to pay for something and then have to pay for them to send it to me on top of it. So I love to get seeds from places that have free shipping. Now, one place I get from, and shipping is always like $5. I don't remember. Oh, Botanical Interests was another place that I started getting seeds from, but they don't have free shipping, so. You know, I didn't do anything for pest control this year. I didn't. I sprayed one time. I sprayed neem oil one time this year, but I didn't have time to keep up with that stuff. I don't have time or energy for a war with pests. I just don't. So I made sure I started more seeds because I knew already that I was probably going to lose them. So I just bought from Baker Creek too, and I too think they're a bit more. I really like Botanical Interest though. Some of theirs can get pricey, but I love the info on their packets. Yes, same here. I do love the info on their packets. Plus, they always send out free um, seeds. And the same thing with Baker Creek. They usually send you a free pack of seeds. So I like that too. I will bet on the Vineyard Chicks being a better channel than Am I Gardener in several years. Love Luke, but the Vineyard Chicks are extremely special. They are special. Definitely special, yes. So only time I get Baker Creek is when someone sends them to me. Am I Gardener was 99 cents, yes. But then we had that boom of everyone wanting to garden and the pandemic hit and everything like that. So I understand that he had to raise his price. It's not 99 cents anymore. Now it's $2, but you still get the free shipping. So, and he does send a lot of seeds. So it's definitely worth it. Like I think MI Gardner is the most seed in the pack. Now Haas Tools though, they send a lot of seed too. So like Haas Tools and MI Gardner, they have the most seed in the pack for the money. So yeah. Who wants to tell me how to annihilate squash vine borers? Yeah, if you can catch them early enough, what you have to do is you have to dig them out of the vine. Okay? And that can get a little nasty. So one year, what I did was I saw the evidence super early, and I was like, that looks like vine borer damage. So I took a pin, and it's like a straight pin. And what I did was I poked all inside the stem to kill anything that was in there. Okay. And I poked it and I poked and I poked and I poked. And then I kind of slid down the stem and I dug out those little larvae, dug it all out of there. And then I put foil around the stem and I put dirt over that. And it seemed to help just a little bit. It helped long enough for me to get a harvest, but the plant didn't last much longer than that. Too lazy to put up a deer fence, so you're feeding them too, huh? Time. Yes, time is so precious. Yes. The desire to eat forces me to water them. Yeah, lately I have been just turning the sprinkler on because I just don't have time to spend out there watering. I have too much to water it correctly. Okay. So once a week, I do get out there with the hose and no nozzle, no sprinkler, nothing, just a straight hose. And I will deep water everything. Takes me a good long time, but once a week, I will do that. And if throughout the week I feel like it's been a dry couple of days or whatever, then early in the morning, as soon as I get up, I will turn the sprinkler on and I'll let it go for like two hours or so. But yeah. Growing more zucchini. I am nuts. You're growing more zucchini. You have so much zucchini already. You don't need any more. Same supplier. It's the company that is making the money per seed per price. Huh. Well, now some people, I saw some channels growing seed for Baker's Creek. So I know they get seed from other places. So I've seen where a couple of channels were like drafted. I don't know what you want to call it. Just to produce seed for Baker Creek. That's a good idea. I knew about the foil, but let it get away from me. I cut open the stem of one squash. I think I killed it more than any bugs. I saw the moth. She was pretty. Even killed one. Yeah, I don't like the moth. Because I know the damage that she does, I don't think she's pretty. I think she's pretty pestful. Taking notes, Carmelie. I have a video on that. I used a knife and ripped that sucker right out. Oh, athletic tape. That's a good, yeah. You can buy that at Dollar Tree. It's like it almost looks like an ace bandage, but it like sticks to itself. So yeah, that's a good idea too. The athletic tape. I didn't think about that. I really like the pin pricking. This year I kind of gave up after picking dozens of eggs from my yellow squash. I saw the other squash in trouble and gave up. Yeah, same here. It's when you know one squash has been hit, you know they've all been hit. It's like by the time you realize it, it's too late. Drip system. And I bought these spikes that go on the like bottles, the water bottles, and I didn't even use them this year. I keep thinking about it that I'm gonna put them out there and that I'm gonna use them, but I still haven't. And what I found is the 2-liter bottles are a little bit thin for those water spikes. So I don't use the 2-liter bottles, even though they're a nice size and they'll fit a lot of water. I find that the 20-ounce bottles are thicker plastic and they don't cave in and suck in like the 2-liter bottles do. So I usually use those 20-ounce bottles on the spikes. Don't feel bad, LP. Don't feel bad. That was one of the things that I went over in dealing with the gardening burnout. You can't feel bad. You can't. Sometimes you just got to let it go. Okay. Wow. That'll be cool, Drops. Luke actually made a video on the seed per price thing and where he looks for seeds several years ago before he was married. Ah, okay. I don't know if I've seen that. I've probably seen it and just don't remember that I've seen it because I've pretty much seen all his videos. So I don't know. Water bottles worked good for me. Yep. Way to encourage, Mel. Way to encourage. But sometimes you need a break. I was mentioning like you need to give yourself some grace and you need to take a break sometimes because like any other relationship, you have to distance yourself or you have to take a break sometimes because otherwise you can't miss it. You don't have time to miss something that is in your face or in your space every day. But if you have time apart, then you have a chance to miss that. So if you're always in the garden, you're in there every day, you're up in the morning, you're out there with your coffee, before you've even finished your first cup of coffee, you're out there in the garden and you're at work. Before you complete another task in the house, before you do this or that, you're in the garden and the garden has taken over half of your day. But sometimes you need to just take a break and take a step back and occupy your mind with some other things, occupy your time with some other things, and just take a step back enough time for you to be able to miss that garden, to be able to long for going back and getting your motivation back again. So, I mean, yeah, it's not the end of the world to just to let some things go. It's not. You'll love yourself for it later. All right, guys, it has been 3 hours, and I'm going to go ahead and get off of here. I'm going to go get my daughter from the Boys and Girls Club, and I want to thank you guys all for joining me. Like I said, I don't do lives very often, but when I do, I really appreciate the support that you guys give me. So me and the tomatoes are getting a divorce. Yes, kick back, drink your coffee. Exactly. On the roof with my coffee and the AM, the neighbor would be out there flipping out. All right, guys, it's been fun. Thank you again for joining me. Um, yeah. So if you didn't catch all of the tips on gardening burnout, then go ahead and watch the replay because there's a bunch of good tips in there for you guys. And yeah, hope you guys enjoy the rest of your day, night, enjoy the rest of your week. And the more you know, the more you grow. Bye, guys.